at this juncture, I want you guys to do an experiment. Now, pretend this is not a post from Comics Matter with your boy Zack. And pretend that you see this avatar where it's a smiling little cartoon girl, and the label here says Heather Antos. Now, if I was a real YouTuber, I would just make it in Photoshop real quick and show it to you, because that show don't tell is always like a big thing in comics and the like. But I'm not. I'm a comic book creator, and I'm not putting effort into YouTube. And so I'm putting effort into my comic books instead. And so just imagine real quick that this is a Heather Antos post. Nobody, literally nobody. Middle-aged conservatives on YouTube. Did you know that everything is the worst thing ever? Couldn't you see her posting this about your boy Zack and his comments and his videos in 2018, 2019? This is almost verbatim like a strong female lead in the comic book industry, how they react to fans when fans complain about their woke content that's going on that still is permeating the comic industry, that's still permeating Hollywood, that's still permeating AAA gaming, because it hasn't changed. The only thing that's changed is your boy Zack's now using their talking points. It's really, really weird. Now, he's having an epic crash out just on Eric July specifically more than anything else. And oh my gosh, this is getting really, really wild. I really think I broke him. And I think it's me, because when I made the video the other day and I posited that he's having his meltdown because he had to get a day job, I actually confirmed he did have to get a day job since that point. And that is, and so this is really just a bitter guy who had everything. He had the wind at his back. He had everybody buying his books as a movement to fight against the libs in Marvel and DC. And it turns out he's just one of them who didn't like the way, I guess, some X-Men book was drawn autistically, because he's clearly got autism somehow. And that was it. And he just thought, you know what, if I go in there and they'll hire me because I'm going to call it out and I'm going to show exactly, how to do it. And then they didn't hire him, and he just kind of panicked as this all went along. Now, others have picked up the torch. Eric July is doing exactly what your boy Zack was supposed to do with Splato Comics, coming out with books over and over and building a universe and actually doing it right, doing right by his customers. And your boy Zack's madder about that than anything else that's happening out there. It's crazy. Now, he doesn't mention me. I found out why as well. I talked to somebody close with your boy Zack. The guy is, believe it or not, he said he's deathly afraid of me. It's so funny. I don't know where this came from. I've barely interacted with Zack. Back in the day, I actually was one of the people who I gave him dialogue tips and hunted for typos for his Iron Sights. I just did that for him because I cared, and I'm like, hey, I do comic books. I can look at this for you. And that was one of his first comic books. And then, the guy just went off the rails over the years. And so it's very odd. Now, he views me as a dangerous person. It's for real, like I'm going to physically threaten him or something like that. This is exactly, again, this is Heather Antos level behavior. I had the same thing. I was at San Diego Comic-Con, and she had security called on me. Didn't go up to her, didn't bother her, but she had security called on me just because, again, she's got this victimhood complex. And I guess this is kind of maybe they're the same person, and that's mind-boggling at this point. Very sad. Zack, dude, so I know you watch these videos. I'm a dude with 3 kids, a wife. I'm very, very busy. I'm making 9 graphic novels that I come out with regularly. I'm running a news website that's takes another full-time job worth of effort. I'm writing novels, which takes another full-time job worth of effort. I've got a real estate business thing I've got on the side. I would never have time to bother you. I'm just making some videos so that I can draw people to my comic books, because I've been doing this the whole time, and I've been the real deal, the real right-wing creator that actually has the values, that wants to fight Marvel and DC and not be a part of them, that you kind of got everybody grifted on that they thought you were, when they all supported you. And I've been doing it. I've been producing the graphic novels, building along the way. Didn't get to the celebrity level you did because I was a little late on the comic book game. You can't make comic book videos now. The same X-Men video on it being bad now versus 5 years ago 5 years ago would have got 100,000, maybe even 1 million views on that video, you might get 3,000 or 4,000 today. I mean, that's just kind of, nobody cares about comic books anymore. And so that's just where it is. But Zach, that's my plea to you. Just stop. I mean, your whole shtick of being anti-conservative influencer is killing every last bit of momentum you have. If you really want off YouTube, just quit YouTube. Just focus on your day job. Get out of comics and all that, because you don't want to do it, clearly. It's getting crazy at this point. And so you don't have to go and get your dopamine hits every single day and lose followers and get yourself riled up and angry. It's probably not good for your life. And you need to live, laugh, love at this juncture, Zach. I really think you do. Honestly, I don't hate any of these people. I would like to help them get out of their ruts. But it is what it is. Interesting that Zach is has that reaction. So that was my 5-minute intro because there's a lot to unpack here. Very funny stuff. Like I said, I know he watches the channel, and it's really sad that he's got this really weird deranged concept of me. I don't even know where it came from. But like I said, really have barely interacted with the guy. But I am a comic creator, like I said. I'd like you to sign up for my newsletter. It's in the description below. You get 3 free books for doing so because I want to get people reading, and that's the most important thing. Read. I'm not doing the grift thing where it's this is a collectible limited edition time thing that you can only get right now, because that's the comic book industry. It's broken. And the reason it's broken is it's not focused on readers. If you look at the way Japan works, if you look at the way the bands dessinées in Europe work, they focus on garnering readers based on the stories. They don't base it on the variant cover or the limited this or that. I mean, that was the whole deal. Your boy Zack and John Malin and Ethan Van Sciver got together at the beginning, and they said, we're going to do our books only in print with no digital. Because we can charge more, and that's exactly what we're going to attempt to do at that point, just so that, we have to run the numbers up so they can make their campaigns look bigger. I never subscribe to that. I actually offer everything on digital, so you can get and read things right now, and I want you to read it, as effectively as possible. I have great universes. I was just talking in my Discord, which has over 1,000 comic fans now, about the Ayla Rin universe and what I've built out and how I intentionally set it up to be this amazing web. What we're starting right now is so big and it's so ambitious. It's just beautiful artistry on every single level, and that's what I've tried to do the entire way along. And these guys knew this. That's why they were very, very careful to make sure that they never mention me, that I don't go. It's an influencer shutout tactic that happens a lot of the time. And so as I've focused on these books, I've just had to do it organically, the hard way, which is fine because I have a much better reader base than they ever had that actually cares about the stories, which is awesome. So I want you to get in on this by, of course, signing up for the newsletter. Number one, because I have a bunch of stuff coming out, and I want to make sure I stay in touch with you, don't lose you from the algorithm. Next, get in on Overmind, Ayla Rin, the Hidden Emperor, because that's the universe I'm building right now. It's so, so good, guys. I was just having a great conversation with somebody about why Overmind works so much better than a lot of these other indie guys. And, of course, the guy was telling me that the reason I love it and I care about it, he said, you had something to say. You had a real purpose to the story, and you can read it for yourself and see what that is. It's in the description below. My web store's there. My Amazon store's there. I've got a subscribe star if you want to subscribe. There's a lot of ways to help the movement. We're growing. It's awesome, and I appreciate you guys being here. So let's get into this right here. There's Zach's first thing. Here we are. Wes recorded weeks of negative content to cover him during his absence. Just stay gone. Comics doesn't need any more doom or gloom from boomers. I mean, again, clear that he doesn't watch any of Wes's videos ever. And like I said, he's having a crash out. He's posting to his community tab 51 minutes ago. This is within 6 minutes, right? This is crazy. Obviously, blowing up psychologically worse than ever before. And Thinking Critical is doing great work. I love his content. I think all these pre-recorded videos have been fantastic as well. Really good stuff and enjoyable. And it's not just Doom, because these guys actually do. I'd say the difference between Thinking Critical and me is he actually does care about DC Comics and Marvel Comics. I don't. You can't pay me to care about those. It's they are. I just want them to burn down. I really do. I think they're evil companies with the worst of corporations out there. And so I don't subscribe to this at all. I want to build this indie revolution apart from all this. It's really, really quite the opposite. But, like I said, he does good content. I like it. He cares about comics. The people around him and on the channel also care about comics. I mean, the fact that Zack's trying to gatekeep this just goes to show how many bridges he's burning. Look at this, 57 minutes. So 3 minutes before that, he's attacking Rob Liefeld now about Thunderbolts set to flop, which it is about to flop, by the way. Your source is not credible. Source is not credible. Ugh. Not a credible source. It's doing great. Marvel MCU's fantastic. Somebody told me the other day, if only I had watched Mad Max Furiosa, Zack might not be doing this. Maybe it's my fault for not watching Furiosa. This is crazy. Now he's going at Rob Liefeld. Okay. Yesterday, Critical Drinker, of course. This RoboCop Rogue City, bad graphic. Now this positive review's bad. Like, remember, wait, I thought you just said all these guys said all they were doing was negative. Like, I thought they never do anything positive. Now as you can see, there's nothing these guys can do that's going to be, he's just going to be angry at them over and over and over again. And all it's about is them being successful, them making comic books and the like when he didn't get it done, because I don't know why he didn't get things done. He had the biggest crowdfund campaigns. It was something to look at and you'd be like, holy crap. As a creator, it was frustrating because it'd be like, this is a really dumb concept and it's not going to be executed well. And he's making hundreds of thousands of dollars on this campaign. And he still hasn't fulfilled the last campaign. Why are people buying this? And why is it so hard to get people to check out something that does actually fulfill, that actually does have a good story? It's maddening as a creator over the years. Obviously, that changed quite a bit as my campaigns now do more than his do. But the real problem that existed was your boy Zack not fulfilling and not producing and not delivering what he promised, made it hard for people to go and then support other projects for a long, long time. It did burn a lot of people out, unfortunately. I'm glad you guys are here because, we're changing things rapidly, and it's a good thing. And I'm glad we're picking up. I really think we're in a golden age of independent comics right now, away from Marvel and DC. We don't need to do all negative. Back to Wes again. And, of course, never how manga beat comics for the next generation. That's not negative. He's talking about how great manga is. And this is it. Comics is variant covers, gimmicks, and lies. This is exactly what I talked about at the beginning of the video when I was talking about trying to cultivate readers. It's crazy. And by the way, how ironic that it's all negative. Have you seen a positive post on his community tab? In all this, you want to talk about, if all negative is bad, Zack, you're really negative towards Critical Drinker and Thinking Critical. It's really wild. This is a post that is irrelevant, and here's where he goes at Ripa, right? I liked Isom as a character because he was a breath of fresh air at the time. So this is after somebody commented, because originally Zack had a positive review of Isom, and then after he decided that he didn't like Eric July because Eric July was doing what he wanted to do better than he did it, then he decided he didn't like Eric July. And so he revised his review of things. After a decade of Gordon Good Brothers, here's a black character, straight up asshole, petty as fuck. I love that. At the time, I liked Eric July, so I saw this folksy, idealized version of himself. So you can see this. At the time, I liked Eric July, so therefore my review of his comic book was good. Now I don't like Eric July, so my review of his comic book's bad. So it has nothing to do with his comic book. A long history of comic book creators. Howard Chaykin made an entire career. A few things happened. I graded the first few books on a curve because he was new. He never got better. His ego skyrocketed. He joined in with the most fervent fans to demonize any criticism of him. And then he started to lie when he shipped misprinted books. So you can see how he just this isn't about, again, none of that was actually about his comic book, right? Crazy. Horseman had a campy appeal I don't believe was intended. Chuck Dixon wrote that. That was actually a Chuck Dixon created character. It had nothing to do with Eric July. So again, he's conflating things right here, and it's very, very clear he's just butt mad at Eric July over this. And so now he's just going at fans again, over and over again. I don't think this is your best take. This is about Thinking Critical. His whole channel is about comics. Just because it's bad right now doesn't mean he should just abandon his whole channel's brand focus. I found your channel when you were diversity in comics, and I should have just told you. You think Marvel and DC are shit now, so stop reading and abandon your channel. But you didn't. You clearly love comics, right? And so this is okay. It's good for me, not for thee, right? And here's we're going back. This is a really interesting one where he talks about his OCD And maybe this is part of the problem. Maybe it is an OCD autism thing. But if you look at where he's gone with this one, and I'll end here because we're getting really long on this video. I try not to be too long. Look at this. It can be debilitating at times. Add in anxiety, having a soul of a flaky artist. So we're now at the point, to end this, that your boy Zack is saying, I'm neurodivergent. Don't criticize me. Like I said at the beginning of the video, because when you build a story, you got to build a circular climax, right? You could read his post and put Heather Antos's avatar on there and her name on there, and it's the same thing. It's you middle-aged white Republicans. That's your fan base, you Boi Zack. What are you doing? And of course, that's what you used to say to Marvel. You used to say, Marvel, your fan base is middle-aged white males. You need to write books for your fan base. What are you doing? That used to be the message of your channel, and now you've gone full Heather Antos. But I hope you enjoy your neurodivergence, and if this is a first step towards you changing your pronouns to they, them, to getting a shaved head haircut with blue hair as a mohawk on the other half, at least you're going to live, laugh, love at this juncture. Just don't use YouTube as therapy, Zack, because that seems to be what's happening here. It's a big cope because of other people just doing what you did, but doing it right. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this, guys. Thank you for being here. Please sign up for the newsletter in the description below. Like I said, we have comics that are amazing. Everything that was promised originally in this movement is what we're doing. It's good stuff. You're going to love it. Appreciate you being here. And if you want to check out the books, they are on my web store as well. You can get them on ebook. We have print versions as well. And I have novels. I mean, I'm just working my tail off over here, guys. I've got so much coming. Some in the Ayla Rin universe. I've got a Deus Vult 2 that I'm working on. I've got a superhero graphic novel I'm working on. It's really overwhelming just what's going on here. So be a part of the community. Join the Discord. Join the newsletter. We're building it, guys. This is so exciting. I can't even begin to talk about just like how much is going on. And yeah, it's good stuff. Thanks for being here. Leave a comment what you think about this. Has he gone full Heather Antos? We'll be back soon.